Want to know the secret to building strong relationships and influencing others? Networking isn't just about handing out business cards. It's about building genuine connections. In this video, I'll share powerful tips inspired by Dale Carnegie's classic book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, to help you master the art of networking. The ability to connect with others and make them feel valued can open doors both personally and professionally. Successful networking isn't about quantity, but about quality, creating lasting, meaningful relationships. Throughout this video, I'll show you 5 practical, timeless tips that'll help you stand out, connect deeply with people, and influence them in a positive way. Whether you're attending an event, starting a new job, or simply meeting new people, these tips are designed to help you build authentic relationships that will benefit you in all areas of life. Show genuine interest in others. One of the most powerful principles in Dale Carnegie's book is the idea that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. If you want to build strong relationships, start by focusing on others. Most people are more interested in talking about themselves than in hearing about you. This doesn't mean you need to talk less about your own achievements, but it does mean that genuine interest in others is the foundation of any successful relationship. People want to feel heard and valued. And the best way to make someone feel special is by asking them questions that allow them to talk about their passions, experiences, and values. Rather than asking simple yes/no questions, ask open-ended questions that invite them to share more. For example, instead of just asking, "What do you do?" ask, "What inspired you to get into this field?" Or, "How did you get started in your career?" This gives the other person a chance to explain their story, which not only makes the conversation more interesting, but also strengthens your connection. Active listening is also key. Most people, when engaged in a conversation, are already thinking about what they're going to say next rather than listening attentively to the speaker. But if you listen deeply, without interrupting, without trying to one-up them, you'll create a stronger bond. Show empathy by acknowledging their feelings and experiences. Whether they share a struggle or a success, validate their experience by nodding, asking follow-up questions, or simply saying, "That's amazing," or "That sounds tough." Here's your actionable tip. At your next networking event or meeting, focus on listening more than talking. When someone speaks, resist the urge to jump in with your own stories right away. Instead, ask follow-up questions that show you're interested in understanding their point of view. Find common interests during the conversation that you can both bond over. It could be as simple as sharing a favorite book, hobby, or travel experience. Remember and use people's names. Have you ever heard someone say your name in conversation and immediately felt that warm, positive connection? There's a reason for that. People love hearing their own names. It's one of the most personal and powerful ways to show respect and build rapport. In Dale Carnegie's book, he emphasizes how remembering and using someone's name during a conversation can leave a lasting impression. A person's name is a symbol of their identity, and when you use it, you show that they are not just another face in the crowd, but someone important. Using someone's name creates an emotional connection and reinforces the idea that you value them as an individual. When you hear your name, it grabs your attention in a way nothing else can. For example, rather than just saying, "Hey, nice to meet you," try something like, "It was great meeting you, Sarah." This simple change makes the conversation feel more personal, and it shows that you're paying attention. But don't stop there. Try to repeat their name during the conversation and use it naturally. The more you say it, the easier it will be to remember for next time. It's important to note that people can often forget names in the moment, especially when you're meeting several people at once. Don't feel bad if you forget someone's name right away. Instead, ask politely, "Sorry, can you remind me of your name?" and try to commit it to memory immediately. You can also repeat their name in your mind a few times to help it stick. Here's your actionable tip. The next time you meet someone new, make it a goal to repeat their name at least 3 times during the conversation. Say it when they first introduce themselves, use it a few more times, and practice saying it mentally afterward to commit it to memory. Find ways to give, not just take. Networking is often seen as a transactional activity. You go to events, meet new people, and ask for favors, advice, or opportunities. But true networking is about offering value to others without expecting anything in return. Giving first is the key to building strong, lasting relationships. Dale Carnegie's advice here is simple but profound. Don't just think about what you want from people. Think about what you can offer them. Ask yourself, how can I help this person, before thinking about how they can help you? This approach shifts the focus from self-interest to mutual benefit. You can give in many ways. Share helpful resources, whether it's an article, a book recommendation, or a useful tool you found. Offer introductions. If you meet someone who could benefit from knowing someone else in your network, make that connection. It's one of the easiest and most appreciated ways to give value. Offer your time or expertise, whether it's offering to help with a project or sharing a skill that could help someone advance in their career. Giving first not only strengthens the relationship, but also helps create an environment of trust and reciprocity. People are more likely to feel positive about you when they see that you're genuinely interested in helping them, not just in what you can take from the relationship. Here's your actionable tip. Before heading to your next networking event, think of at least one way you can help someone you meet. It could be introducing them to someone, offering advice on a topic, or simply sharing a resource you think could be useful to them. The more you give, the more you'll find that others will want to give back. Mirror body language and tone. When it comes to networking, rapport is everything. And one of the most powerful and subtle ways to build rapport is by mirroring the body language and tone of the person you're speaking with. This psychological technique helps you align with the other person, making them feel more comfortable and understood. When you mirror someone's body language, you're creating a subconscious bond. If they lean forward, you lean forward. If they speak slowly and calmly, you match their pace. By doing so, you create a sense of familiarity, which helps both of you feel more at ease. However, don't overdo it. The key is subtlety. If someone is using hand gestures, use your own in a similar way. If they speak at a quieter tone, lower your volume to match theirs. This mirroring technique makes the conversation feel more natural, and the person will feel more comfortable with you, often without even realizing why. But body language isn't just about mirroring gestures. It's also about understanding the tone of the conversation. If someone is speaking with enthusiasm, join in with a similar energy. If they're calm and thoughtful, match that tone to keep the conversation relaxed. Here's your actionable tip. Practice mirroring with a friend or colleague in your next conversation. Pay attention to their body language and tone, and see how mirroring it helps create a more natural flow of conversation. Share stories and be authentic. People connect with people, not just facts or figures. Authenticity is a crucial ingredient in building trust and rapport. Dale Carnegie stresses that people are more likely to remember a story than a lecture. Sharing personal stories not only makes you more relatable, but it also shows vulnerability and humanizes you. When you tell a personal story, especially one that involves a challenge you've overcome or a lesson you've learned, it builds an emotional connection. Stories help people see you as someone they can trust, and they often find similarities between their experiences and yours. Avoid the temptation to over-rehearse your pitch or make everything sound perfect. Instead, be honest and authentic. Whether it's sharing a funny moment, a lesson learned from a mistake, or a success story, your authenticity will shine through. This makes the conversation feel more like a real connection rather than a formal exchange of information. Here's your actionable tip. Think of 2 to 3 personal stories that you can share in networking situations. These don't have to be monumental. Small anecdotes can help you stand out and show your authentic self. To wrap things up, let's quickly revisit the 5 powerful networking tips that can help you build genuine, lasting relationships. 1. Show genuine interest in others. People love to talk about themselves, and by listening actively, you're building rapport and creating deeper connections. 2. Remember and use people's names. A person's name is personal and meaningful. By remembering it and using it in conversation, you instantly show respect and make the interaction feel more personal. 3. Find ways to give, not just take. Networking isn't about what you can get, it's about what you can offer. Whether that's knowledge, an introduction, or a helpful resource, giving first strengthens relationships and creates trust. 4. Mirror body language and tone. Subtly matching the body language and tone of the person you're speaking with helps create a comfortable environment and strengthens rapport. 5. Share stories and be authentic. People connect with stories, not facts. Be real, relatable, and share personal experiences that show who you really are. Networking isn't just about handing out business cards or trying to impress others. It's about building meaningful, authentic connections that are rooted in trust, respect, and mutual support. The best part? Anyone can master these techniques with a little practice. Start practicing these tips today, and you'll find that, over time, you'll build a strong network of genuine relationships that will support you in both your personal and professional life. It's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being the one who listens, connects, and makes others feel valued. So what are you waiting for? Begin implementing these small but powerful habits and watch how they transform your networking and relationships. If you enjoyed this video and found these networking tips helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the Mastery Guide, and share this video with someone who's ready to level up their networking game. Remember, building relationships is a skill that can be honed, and it all starts with small, intentional actions. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know, which of these tips are you going to try first? Let's start building meaningful connections together.